In a world drowning in noise, endless notifications, fleeting trends, and shallow distractions, there exists a truth that has weathered centuries. A truth carved into the hearts of martyrs, whispered in the prayers of saints, and lived out in the quiet courage of everyday believers. This is not just a collection of words. This is a tapestry of divine wisdom, woven through time, calling us to pause, to reflect, to remember. Today we journey through the echoes of faith, quotes that have comforted the broken, challenged the complacent, and lit the path for generations. Let these words sink deep. Let them stir your soul, for in them we find not just inspiration, but a compass for life itself. Faith, a word so small, yet it moves mountains. It's the quiet resolve of a single mother working 3 jobs, still trusting God to provide. It's the trembling prayer of a soldier in a foxhole, clinging to Psalm 23. Faith isn't a guarantee of calm seas. It's the audacity to believe the captain of the storm is still in control. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase." Think of Abraham leaving Ur, Moses raising his staff at the Red Sea, or a modern-day believer battling cancer. Faith isn't blindness. It's choosing to trust the hand that holds the universe, even when our eyes see only chaos. And when the waves of doubt crash in, remember Corey, Ten Boom's words, "You are never alone. Christ is with you on the stormiest sea." He doesn't promise to still the storm. He promises to sail with you through it. So today, whatever your battle, take that first step. Hope, the antidote to despair. It's the flicker in the widow's eyes as she clings to the promise of eternity. It's the addict's trembling hands, reaching for a lifeline. G.K. Chesterton called hope the power of being cheerful in circumstances we know to be desperate. How? Because Christian hope isn't wishful thinking. It's a blood-sealed guarantee. When Martin Luther King Jr. declared, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that," he echoed the gospel itself. Christ didn't come to condemn the darkness. He came to invade it, to shatter tombs, to turn crucifixions into resurrections. Maybe you're sitting in your own midnight, a diagnosis, a divorce, a dream deferred. Hear this, the same God who split the Red Sea can part your pain. The same hands that carved stars from nothing are shaping your story. The dawn is coming. Hold on. Love. The world preaches love as a feeling, a spark, a romance, a hashtag. But Christ redefined it. A bleeding sacrifice, a crown of thorns, a cross. St. Augustine said, "To love is to will the good of another, not when it's easy, not when they deserve it, but when it costs you everything." Mother Teresa lived this. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. A meal for the homeless, a hug for the outcast, silence instead of a scream. This is love in work boots. It's the father forgiving his son's murderer, the pastor washing the feet of a persecutor, the teenager defending the bullied. Love isn't safe. It's a revolution. And in a world fractured by hate, it's the only force that can stitch us back together. Who needs your love today? Not in words, but in action. Forgiveness. The hardest command and the most liberating. Louis B. Smedes called it the key that unlocks the door of resentment. But why does it feel like swallowing shattered glass? Because forgiveness isn't fairness, it's surrender. C.S. Lewis wrote, "To be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable because God has forgiven the inexcusable in you." Picture this: Jesus, battered and bleeding, gasping, "Father, forgive them." He didn't wait for apologies. He forgave mid-swing of the hammer. That's our model. Maybe your wounds are fresh, a betrayal, a lie, a childhood scar. Forgiveness doesn't excuse the sin. It evicts the sinner from your mental prison. It's saying, what you did was wrong, but I refuse to let it define me. And in that release, chains fall. The door swings open. You step into the light, free. Perseverance, the glue of faith. Noah building an ark for decades under mocking skies. Paul writing epistles from prison cells. You, praying for a prodigal child year after year. Mother Teresa's words ring true. God doesn't require us to succeed. He only requires that you try. Success is God's department. Obedience is ours. Franklin D. Roosevelt urged, "When you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on." But what knot? The knot of God's promises. I will never leave you. My grace is sufficient. All things work for good. Every tear, every setback, every unanswered prayer is a thread in a tapestry you can't yet see. That job loss, a detour to something greater. That failure, a lesson in humility. That grief, a bridge to comfort others. Press on. Your labor is not in vain. We end where we began, at the foot of the cross. The ultimate symbol of love, sacrifice, and victory. Romans 8, verse 38 to 39. Thunders neither death nor life, nor anything in all creation can separate us from the love of God. Not your past, not your doubts, not your darkest hour. These quotes are more than pretty words. They're anchors for the storm, swords for the battle, and melodies for the journey home. Share them, live them. Let them remind you, you are fiercely loved, eternally held, and called to shine in the darkness. So go, carry this light, until every heart knows his peace, and every knee bows to the King of Kings. Which truth resonated with you? Tag someone who needs to hear it today. And remember, the greatest quote ever written is your life, lived in his love.